Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Friday, March 12th, 2021, and today's a day that's ruled by the solar plexus and guided by intelligence. And today is a galactic activation portal. And so we know on these portal days, we want to make sure we get plenty of rest, that we're really taking care of our bodies, we're taking care of our spirits. And yes, there is a lot of contact that is possible. And so meditation, playing around in those astral realms, all that stuff highly supported. The galactic signature for today is the yellow planetary star energy. And so this is beautiful energy to be having leading up to the new moon, which is happening, of course, on Saturday. Because this energy is all about beautification, elegance, and art. That is the yellow star tribe. And with this planetary tone, which is all about perfecting, producing, and our manifestations. Today is a beautiful day to get really creative with our manifestations, with making our reality, right? Making our world as beautiful and elegant as we can, really getting creative with things. And as we know, there is a ton of creative energy pouring in with this new moon, with all of this Neptunian energy, with the Venusian energy. I mean, it's just a perfect storm for creativity and art. And so really making every moment of your day today a living work of art, really looking at how it is that we want to fine-tune our manifested reality, how it is that we want to perfect our creations, how can we make them more beautiful, and just really having fun with that and indulging in that process today. Just delighting in our creative expression and all the ways that we are able to creatively express ourselves in this world. The affirmation for today is, I perfect in order to beautify, producing art. I seal the store of elegance with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of intelligence. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. And so this is all about creative intelligence today, right? And just really knowing and understanding that we are creative beings. And when we tap into our creativity, we are tapping into our divine spiritual nature. They are inextricably linked, right? And so really utilizing this creative aspect today, this beautifying aspect today, to tap into our higher spiritual nature. And from that place to then create, to make manifest what makes our heart sing, to make manifest all of the ideas that are pouring in from and divine inspiration. Oh wow, I'm all tongue-tied today with my words. All right, we're going to pull a couple Beyond Lemuria cards. Clear. I'm going to have to speak very slowly today and enunciate clearly and carefully. All right, first card out, Endless Opportunities. And the bubbles again, right? It was really funny. I was struck by the bubbles in the reading the other day, and then somebody commented and they said that they got chills when I was talking about the bubbles. And I thought, oh my God, this card has bubbles too. Okay? That's crazy. And this is stepping through. All right, so, wow, that's nuts. The bubbles, clearly important. And so it's interesting because it made me think of in Theta healing, sometimes we use bubbles in manifestation exercises. And we see different possibilities, different timelines as bubbles. We see different things that we're wanting to create and manifest as bubbles. And so, yeah, I just think it's really interesting that they are coming through for us once more. It's like each one of these different bubbles is another possibility, is another opportunity, is another possibly even reality, right? And so it's like, which one do we want to step into today? There are so many possibilities. And with stepping through, right? Which ones do we want to step into? And so it's really us getting creative with that process today. And deciding what, like, we have all of this powerful energy at our disposal. And I'm not getting into the astrology. Check out the new moon video. It's all the same astrology that we talk about on the new moon video. We're just moving into that energy even more over the next few days. And so this is the energy of endless possibility, of miraculous manifestations, right? Like, we're feeling this energy. And so it's like we have the power to create. We always have the power to create whatever we want, but we're being highly assisted by the cosmic energies and the astrological energies right now. So what is it that you're wanting to create? Which of these bubbles of possibility do you want to step into? right? Because you can step into whichever one you want. And how do we do that? We do that by becoming a vibrational match to it. We do it by living our lives as though we are in that reality, right? We have to match it. We have to be in alignment with it. So that's how we do it. We do it by becoming into alignment with it. Yeah, I love it. And then we have air paradigm shift on the bottom of the deck. So really communicating our inspired ideas today, communicating our desires, communicating what it is that we're trying to create and manifest and understand, because, right, spirit works through people, right? This is a physical world that we are incarnated into right now. And so in order for our manifestations to come true, they have to come through the channels of this reality. And so when we share our manifestations, right? I mean, there are times where we want to keep that information to ourselves. If we have a lot of people in our reality that are doubtful, they're kind of like Debbie Downers, we don't necessarily want to tell them everything we're creating, because all they're going to do is put negative energy into the mix, right? However, the people who are in alignment as we are, we do want to share that stuff, because that's how sometimes they have something that will help facilitate that manifestation coming through. And just the energy, when it's the same as, like, yes, when we have people with negative energy that are detracting from our manifestations, that can to an extent sometimes. I mean, they talk about that with spell work and stuff. I feel like they have a lot less influence than people give them credit for, right? But still, we don't want anyone bringing down our vibe. However, when we have people who are like-minded and we're manifesting and creating together, that is big energy, right? Energy only intensifies when there is more of it involved. And so really bringing people into your manifestations today as well, possibly. And then we have the soul star chakra, merging with the divine. And we have healing coming out. So yes, a day of deep healing, right? Absolutely, as we are in this portal energy as well. And this energy of merging with the divine, right? We are very much in that energy with all of this Pisces energy that we have going on right now. So it's very much about merging with the divine. And what does that mean, right? We are divine. And so when we're merging with the divine, it's about merging with ourselves. Like, we can visualize the divine however we want. However, that energy exists within here. And so when we go deep into ourselves, when we merge with ourselves, with our soul selves, we are effectively merging with the divine as well. And so, yeah, just a lot of that really super high vibrational energy coming in. Utilize the divine. Work with the divine to craft your manifestations today. Really get into that. I'm feeling that co-creative energy coming through very strongly. Like co-creating. Co-create with other people in your reality. Co-create with source today. Co-create with your guides and your angels. And yes, there is a lot of that beautiful healing energy coming in. And we talk about that in the new moon video too. We have Chiron conjunct Ceres, which is a very soothing, healing energy, right? That's that nurturing energy. Ceres is how we nurture. Not just how we nurture our children, right? But how we nurture the things that we love, how we nurture our creative projects, how we nurture ourselves, how we nurture the things that have value, that matter to us. And so just that deep nurturing energy in conjunction with Chiron, which is the wounded healer. It's like a soothing balm on our wounds that I'm feeling. It's healing, but it's not. A lot of the healing that we've been experiencing has sometimes been painful, right? There's been a lot of shadow stuff coming up. We're in this huge process right now of releasing our old identity, releasing our false stories, releasing the false image that we have of who we are, and reconnecting to the true purity of our essence, right? But that deconstruction process can be intense sometimes. The more we want to hold on to that old identity, the more we want to, and I'm thinking of the paradigm shift card again, right? The more we want to hold on to that old paradigm in our inner or outer reality, the more painful that is, right? But there's been a lot of stuff that wants to be healed coming to the surface, and some of it has been pretty intense, right? But it's feeling really gentle as we move into this new moon. It's feeling more like Belvaspata, really, the angelic healing that I do. If any of you haven't experienced that and you would like to, please reach out to me. My email's in the description box below, right? But it's like healing doesn't have to be painful, right? it can be gentle. It can happen with ease and grace. And that's what we're feeling with this as we're leading up to this new moon. That's what we're feeling today, I think. And then we have freedom. Yes. Yes, this healing is paving the way to deeper freedom. Us stepping into, recognizing the endless opportunities that surround us and really stepping into that, stepping into this next phase of our evolution, this next phase of who we are, this next phase of our soul's journey, right? Which allows us to merge more deeply with the divine. Like that's sort of like, that's the phase of the journey that a lot of us are on right now. It's merging with the divine. And we merge with the divine by merging with ourselves, right? And how do we merge with ourselves? First, we understand and see what the self really is. And what is the self? The self simply is, just like the divine simply is, right? And it simply is love. It simply is consciousness. And so really, working with that energy, understanding that. And there's the more that we are able to do that and the more that we were able to, and I think this is why Source has been coming through quite a bit really directly and wanting to offer this connection to people, is the more we merge with the divine is healing, right? Like in Theta healing, what we do is we work with the creator up in the 7th plane of existence, and that the healing, the energy that the creator uses to heal in the Theta state when we are working in Theta healing is the energy of unconditional love. That is the healing energy. And that is creator, that is source, that is the divine. And so it's that energy is what heals, right? Anybody, when we self-heal, when we go to a healer and they assist us in the process of healing, right? Because a healer doesn't heal. A healer activates within us the dormant ability to heal ourselves that we always had. They reintroduce us to the fact that we have the power to do that. But how are we doing that? And who's actually doing that? The divine, right? We're always working with that divine energy, that unconditional love energy. And so the more we can merge, the more we can connect with the divine, the more we can allow the divine, and especially on a portal day like today, open up and allow the divine to come in and shower us with this healing energy to connect and dial into that frequency of source. This healing, it just happens naturally because that energy, you cannot be anything but healed. Because that energy removes all distortion and all illusion. Right? And the illusion is that there's something that requires healing. The truth is that in our absolute essence, we are already perfect. We are already healed. Healing there isn't even a word for it really, where we come from, because it's not necessary, because there was never, in order for something to be healed, it has to be in a less desirable state first, right? It has to be in a state of disease, a state of less than wholeness, right? And we never actually are. That's what we work with in Belvaspata too, is the dispelling the illusion of disease, the illusion of separation, right? It's like that's what we're healing right now as we awaken, is this illusion of separation and this illusion of disease. This just all of the illusions. And when we step out of all of those illusions, we are truly free. I don't know why I'm talking so much about Theta healing and Belvaspata today. I think maybe there are people watching this who would really benefit from those things. So definitely email me if it's sort of striking a chord with you. But it's just, it all ties in so perfectly. Like this is, these are modalities that we're gifted, I truly believe, in order to aid us in this phase of our evolution. There's a reason they didn't exist before and they exist before now, because they are compatible with these frequencies of energies and preparing us for these frequencies of energies that we are rising into, that we actually already were, right? And then on the bottom of the deck, we have awakened awareness. Yeah. And so we've been talking about awakened awareness throughout this whole video, really. But what I'm also feeling for awakened awareness is this is just like being very aware of what's coming up. Like Source is wanting us to detach from the stories, right? To detach from, just to detach in general and to just be aware of what's coming up within us as we move through today and the days. Be aware of what's coming up, what illusions, what distortions are becoming more clear as those are peeled away, right? And when we're aware but we're not attached, we're able to release things because we don't, it's that attachment, and attachment a lot of times comes from having an emotional reaction to something, right? It's that attachment that holds it in place. And so when we can observe it without the attachment, without the extreme emotion, without letting ourselves get pulled into the story of it, we can just become aware and we can view it for what it is. It's almost like, you know how it's easier to give advice to somebody else than it is to take your own advice, or to see the truth in a situation when your friend comes to you with something that's going on? How much easier it is to see that and to tell them what you see than it is to see the truth in a situation in your own personal life. It's because, and like with really close friends, sometimes we get pulled into their stories too. But, or even like a stranger, say, if they came up to you and told you a story about something that was going on, it's like you would automatically be able to see and understand things about it that they couldn't see because you're not in the energy of it. Right? That's not your story. You have no attachment to it. You are simply an observer. You're an outside party and you have an unbiased perspective. I mean, it's biased to your level of bias, right? With your own life experiences and what you feed into it. But you guys see what I'm saying. And so it's like the same kind of thing. When we become awakened, when we practice awakened awareness, we are able to view ourselves and our own stories and what's coming up within us from the same detached manner. And then we're able to act from a place, from a higher perspective. We can see from that higher perspective. I hope that made sense. I'm trying to see. I wonder, no, I feel like that's a lot of what they wanted me to talk about. Any other cards coming up here for us today? Furred and feathered friends. Right? So those animal connections, those can be very healing for people today, I feel like. Go out and play with your pets. Go out in nature and just appreciate the animals. Appreciate the messages that they're sending through for you as well. And yeah, I think I want to pull some animal cards. I think I do. And vulnerability on the bottom of the deck. Of course, this has been coming up a lot, right? Yeah, we're going to pull a couple animal spirit cards here. Clear. What guidance do we have from our furred and feathered friends for today? Okay. So we have the otter spirit. You are never alone. And of course, this is something that is really common as we go through our awakening. We do tend to feel very alone, right? At times. But we're never alone. That's why we're being called to merge with the divine. That's why Source is coming through and wanting to communicate with you, wanting you to open yourself up to that energy, right? Because when that's the illusion of separation, right? That's when we feel alone. When we are fully 100% connected to Source, we do not feel alone. Even if there are not other people in our physical reality at any given time, we don't feel alone because that connection is so pure and so strong. And then we have Peacock Spirit. Let it shine. So this is all about you being your most authentic version of yourself. Or I don't like version of yourself because that indicates that there's different selves. Being your most authentic self. And you see how that light is emanating out of this peacock's heart center, right? That's where that authenticity comes from. It comes from the heart. Yeah, I love that. Let it shine. Let yourself be seen. When you let yourself shine, when you let your true authenticity shine, that is what attracts in the people that are meant to be in your reality as well, right? So if you are in that energy of being alone, if you are letting yourself shine and it is removing certain people from your reality because they see who you truly are, and then we have Skunk Know Your Worth trying to pop out here. Because they're just, when they see the truth of who you are, it doesn't resonate with them or it triggers them or whatever the case may be. That's fine, right? A lot of us hold back because we're afraid of that, but it's okay. Allow those people to naturally leave your reality because that shine will eventually draw in people who are a match to you, right? It's like sometimes we would rather be surrounded by people that don't get us just so that we have this illusion, right, of not feeling alone. Even though when you are surrounded by people like that, a lot of times you can feel alone in a room full of people, right? If you are still not connecting, if you still do not feel understood and seen. So, but we would rather do that than spend some time alone and really be who we truly are. Get to know and love ourselves. We can't really get to know ourselves, and we can't really get to love ourselves until we spend some quality time with ourselves. So sometimes that's part of one of the many reasons why it's necessary to have that bit of time alone sometimes, is to be able to do that. And I had this quote that I read once, and I really loved it. It said something like, "You will never be lonely if you like the person you're alone with." Right? And so really cultivating that energy. Plus there's just a lot of inner work that we need that alone time in order to do, right? We have to get into that quiet space. We have to, like, if we're constantly surrounding ourselves with people, it's a distraction a lot of times, right? And it's getting rid of those distractions. Like I said, there's a lot of reasons why we go through this period of aloneness sometimes as we awaken. But we keep shining that light. And eventually, those who are of that like frequency will be drawn in. It can be no other way. And then we have the Electric Eel Spirit. Ooh, I've never seen this one before. This says, bring your ideas to life. So that's that creative energy that we're talking about coming through, right? That's those endless possibilities. Whatever idea is simmering within you, like, it's time to let that out. It's time to bring that into creation. There is something within you that is yearning to be brought into manifested form. And so we are being guided to do that today. And then Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. So this is that energy of diving deep into our healing process, diving deep into ourselves to uncover the treasures that exist within. And I love how this landed underneath the vulnerability card. And then we have the home card under that. Right? The most important thing that we can, well, I won't say that, but a very important thing that we can learn is how to cultivate and how to feel at home within ourselves. When you're home within yourself, you're home wherever you go, right? All right. Okay. And then take a leap of faith, Grasshopper Spirit on the bottom of the deck, which I also love. All right, so bring those ideas to life today. Let those ideas shine. Let yourself shine. Really embrace and decide. There's so much magical magnetic energy right now. So decide what it is that you want. Which of these endless possibilities are the possibilities that you want to bring into manifest form? And really work on doing that today. Right? And I don't mean work as in like, I mean like just allow the creative energy to flow and to bring that into your reality, right? Make your reality the kind of place where these things would exist. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day. If you like this video, hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know how today is resonating, how it's feeling for you. Yes, as I said, my email is down below with the list of the different services that I offer. And I also have links to donate down below as well. So if you feel moved to do so, it is appreciated. It helps to support all of this free content that I love, love, love making for you guys. But I appreciate each and every single one of you unconditionally in every single way, every single day. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.